Hello and welcome to another episode of Minimize Regret. In this episode, I want to expand a little bit on my previous video talking about slowing down time and my hypothesis on how one is able to slow down time is by having a lot of new novel experiences, but also kind of pushing the envelope on old experiences and still trying to grow. And what I was hypothesizing is that would make for a full life where you just feel like you have more time because you're doing more new stuff and you're forcing yourself to adapt to situations. And so the novelty, I think, is really powerful for creating meaning, but also this feeling of time being moving quite slowly, as it has been for me the past 4 weeks or so. But I think one of the most interesting and perhaps profound things about it, and maybe it's what gives the slowing down of time its profundity, is the concept that we define ourselves by our past. Like, even a fairly enlightened individual is still going to occasionally define themselves by their past. Like, they can't. It's very difficult, although aspirational, to live in the moment every second of every single day. At some point, we're going to define ourselves by our past. Now, I think in general it is beneficial to not go too far back into the past. And you can definitely get stuck on stuff from your childhood and stuff like that, and maybe have traumas that it is really important to work through because you don't want to be stuck in that same state for the rest of your life. And so my hypothesis is these very meaningful experiences you have from novelty can be what you base your own identity on. And so instead of going back to the past and being stuck on something, you have these new profound experiences that where you get to see how you react in situations, and those start to become your definition of yourself. You don't have to search through your history to say, how did I respond in this situation? This is the type of person I am. Instead, you get to have these new experiences and literally react. And the frequency of them also makes them less damaging. I think you kind of get a bit desensitized to the new things, which I think is good. So if you do have a bad experience, well, you can just keep on having new experiences, and eventually you can use those to define your identity. So while I do think it is aspirational to try to live in the present, living in the past, at least somewhat, is almost inevitable. And so I do think by having these novel experiences, you can kind of write your past to define your future in a little bit better and more productive way. It doesn't just have more opportunities to essentially grow and succeed. So yeah, that's all I've got for the video, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.